Hi, in this video, I want to discuss how to calculate other income and other compensation in HR Tech payroll. So this is the payroll that we generated on our previous discussion. So I'm referring to these columns, the de minimis, other allowances, and other income. And also on this tab, which is compensation and other benefits. So how are these values are calculated in the payroll automatically? This is the topic of this video. Now, to have these values in the payroll, we need to do some configuration. So one of them is compensation type. So we need to enter compensation types. Now to go to compensation type, all you have to do is to go to configuration, settings, and then compensation type. Now here, you need to enter, of course, the description of the compensation type and also the tax classification. Now tax classification, actually the purpose of this is on the 2316. If you are not familiar with 2316, I have a separate video regarding 2316. But let me just show you that this is the 2316. No? This is actually the certificate of compensation payment of tax withheld, no? Which is being given by employers to the employees at the end of each year. Okay. Now, on this 2316, there are some items. No? Particularly, we have the fixed housing allowance, we have commission, profit sharing, and so on. Now, in order for us to put the amount here for commission, profit sharing, we are actually identifying them in the tax classification. So if it is de minimis, it will go to the de minimis. If it is representation, it will go to the representation, transportation, and housing, and so on. Okay, so this is the way we classify the compensation, so that when we create the 2316, they will be classified properly. Now, regarding de minimis benefit, I would like to define what is de minimis benefit. So de minimis benefit are benefits of relatively small values provided by employers to employee on top of the basic compensation for the general welfare of the employees. So the amount given is non-taxable up to certain amount. So not all are non-taxable. There is a ceiling amount. Okay. If we go to type here, we have here the annual ceiling. Okay, so depending on the type of the compensation of the minimis benefits, there is a ceiling. For example, on the Employee Achievement Award, ceiling is 10,000. For monetized vacation, it is actually 10 days because the rate here is number of days. For gifts on Christmas is 5,000. For the laundry allowance is 3,000. Rice subsidy is up to 24,000, and so on. So this is the ceiling. So since this is a ceiling, any amount that exceed this amount will already be considered taxable. Okay, and also this has something to do with the calculation in the summary of payroll. Okay, so later I will discuss how it is being used in the summary of payroll. Then here you need to specify what is the rate type, whether it's monthly or annually or daily. Okay, now in payroll, in order for the compensation to be included in the payroll, it should be either monthly or daily. So for those annually and number of days and percent, they will not be included. They will be entered manually. Okay, so they will not be automatically calculated. You have to enter them manually. So in order for the compensation to be calculated automatically, it should be monthly or daily. Then another item that you need to know is the payment schedule. So it can be per period or last period or manual. So it will be included in the payroll if it is per period. That's for sure because it is every period. But if it is last period, so if it is a first period, it will not be included. It will only be included if the payroll is on the last period. So we're talking about here the period number. So for semi-monthly, we have 2 periods. For weekly, we have 4 periods. So if it is on the last period, then it will be included. But if it is not, then it will not be included. Okay. So if it is manual, it will never be included since you have to enter it manually. Okay. Of course, this is the account so that it will be posted to this account when you generate the journal. So now to know more about journal entry, please watch my video regarding journal. Okay. And of course, this is the annual ceiling. And then once you have these compensation types, another thing that you need to enter is the salary. Okay. So for more information about salary, please watch my video regarding salaries. As you can see here, for Abad Kim, there are actually 4 other compensation. So these are the compensation that will be automatically entered in the payroll. So in order for it to be included in the payroll, the salary type should be other compensation. Okay, so let me go back to the payroll here. So this is the payroll. So on the summary, we have here the de minimis, other allowance, and other income. Okay, these values are actually came here. So transportation allowance is 1,000, hazard pay is 1,500, and laundry allowance is 12.5. Now if we go to the other compensation of Abad Kim Yun, actually there are 4. Okay, but the one that is included is only 3. Okay, so let me go back to the payroll. So we have only transportation allowance, hazard pay, and laundry allowance. Now if we go here, the housing allowance was not included. Okay, why it's not included? That's because in the compensation type, the housing allowance is actually on the last period. Now the payroll that we have generated is actually on the first period. So that's why it's not included. And also, please take note of the amount. So the hazard pay here is 3,000 and laundry allowance is 25 and transportation is 2,000. But if we go to the payroll, it will only be half of that. So half of 3,000 is 1,500. Here laundry allowance the monthly is 25, so it is 12.5, and the transportation allowance is 2,000, so therefore it's only 1,000. Okay. Now on the summary here, so if the tax classification is de minimis, it will come here. Okay, it will be included in the de minimis. If the tax classification is other income, then it will go here on this column, other income. So right now we don't have other income here on the compensation and other benefits, so therefore it is 0. And then other than that, if it is not de minimis and it is not other income, then it will be included in the other allowances. Okay, So please take note that the value that comes here is summation. Okay, it's not only on uh, one row. So if you have many de minimis benefits, they will be sum up and will come here, like here. So all these values will be sum up, and depending on the tax classification will be summarized here on these three columns. This de minimis, other allowances, and other income. Okay, so that's how easy it is to calculate other income and other compensation in payroll of HR Tech. So if you have any question, please put it on the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.